Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about a shill, or as like to call him upper echelon.
Oh my god!
Now he was shilling for Assassin's Creed Samurai, not going to lie, was never going to touch that game, with a 10-foot pole to make it worse. It somehow, historically accurate side note it, but hey, let hear, this slop man drooling over a trash game.
This video is probably going to make some people angry, but quite frankly I really don't care.
Fuck off.
Because in my view, Assassin's Creed Shadows is getting a ridiculous and excessive amount of hate from the gaming community.
So?
Oh, your viewpoints. Here, let me tell you the problem with the game, because you know, the narrow point of view is bleak as hell, and no, I'm not being nice. Remember, you don't care about our views, so why should we care? What you have to say, maybe watch what you say to the people, because it really can come back to bite you.
With a certain cohort of creators and their dedicated fans grasping at every single straw that they can find in order to reinforce the narrative that this game is a colossal failure. Spoiler, it's not.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
It really is a failure. Don't know where you get this level of coping, because Tencent owns 20% of Ubisoft. You got real gamers who saw or play this game, saying this game is god tier awful, to put more insult towards you. Another country tell you in your face don't sell here, and also you're at a failure, get over it.
Where everything they do is bad and the game is a terrible failure, even though it's objectively not.
I disagree!
This extremely vocal and seemingly growing subset of the gaming community, primarily the anti-woke content creator sphere and their followers, have completely lost the plot.
How the hell?
How they completely lost the plot so far. There are a lot games, Failed Sushi Squad, South of Midnight, Hyper Light Breaker, there are a lot of D.E.I. games that is a completely failure, so say they lost the plot is our understatement. You just don't like the truth that people, like me, is call it out. Plus, aren't you the guy that was complaining about Doom Eternal? So yeah, you shouldn't have an opinion, to be honest with you.
As they now scream about things which hold zero merit, simply because they are incapable of self-reflection.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a clip and you tell me what is wrong and you can gloss over it.
I hit a camera.
What a thoughtful gift, Yasuke. I don't know what to say.
See? You see? Coincidence? I think not!
So what was that self-reflection? Because I don't recall historical characters being LGBTQ+, because you know Christian people, and there are no records of this character being LGBTQ+, so maybe go look at the mirror first before tell someone else maybe who know, right?
This was about clicks. It was about ad revenue in particular. And
Please.
much the same way that crowd has now gone totally silent on the subject of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I'm about to vomit after you just said that game. If y'all don't know, the one of characters are underage. Don't care what he says, they are underage. It's creepy to me. Plus that game forces you to be a beta male, and to top it all off you get real sleepy because a woman put something in your drink and she forced herself onto you. So yeah, that game will never be play on this channel.
The joint main character, protagonist of the game, absolutely sucks. Ubisoft, more so than probably any other entry in the Assassin's Creed franchise, tiptoed a lot closer this time to the idea of historical accuracy.
You're a moron!
Choosing, for the first time ever, I think, to make an actual historical figure playable.
And so, really?
Right, are you going to mention that he's not a samurai at all, or not historically accurate, because there's not a lot of information about him? And let all be real here, the only reason why they want him in the game in the first place is because of D.E.I. They don't care if they're completely wrong as long they're a black character that fit their narrative, which hopefully Ubisoft goes bankrupt, which will be a blessing, not going to lie.
From the mind of a single individual historian named Thomas Lockley.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, hope that guy gets sued by the Chinese government. Why, you may be asking? Because he's responsible for giving the wrong information to Ubisoft, then have the nerve to say, I did it for money, which you know that's a good reason to take away his money and make sure he on the street, and no, that will not satisfy me at all if you're asking me.
The community began rightly criticizing the inclusion of Yasuke, especially under these suspect parameters, which I believe is the seed from which this overwhelmingly negative discourse originated. See, to me, that's valid criticism.
I beg your pardon?
You can just play as Nawi.
Hell no!
I really don't care for that woman, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna tolerate another ugly female on this channel. Already have to deal with beta male and people who hate anything sexual, which make people like me never spend any money at all but hey, get views. So let's skip a few part of the video.
Especially because he doesn't even have a silent assassination in Assassin's fucking Creed. But guess what? Nobody has to play as him.
And?
Dude, you just named problem with him, because what you just said, you don't have to play as him, so what's even the point of even having him? That's like saying a useless NPC that can't do jack diddly squat. Like, are we really not that self-aware, dear Lord? Let continue.
It is optional.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no.
However, now that we see what Ubisoft has actually made, why are people so angry over the existence of choices? This is an RPG.
Okay.
Dude, newsflash, nobody want this character in the game in the first place. People wanted an actual native Japanese character, so you try to say it optional. It's not a good enough excuse in my book. This men mentality is on a whole another level. You will not catch me doing this at all.
That a choice they don't like even exists in the first place. I can understand that outrage when the player is forced to do something.
Or choices don't mean good game opportunities. Never thought of that, right? Don't think so.
Don't you dare even create something I don't like, even if I never have to engage with it hardly at all. Why is that happening? In my view, and this is purely just personal opinion, criticism or outrage over Yasuke has rapidly become invalid now.
Don't bullshit me.
How criticism became invalid? If criticism was validated and somehow is invalid, just gotta be the most coping man on this channel does for, because there is no way in hell someone like this just pull out the double standard card in the video how you backhand yourself and tell you people he need to pay a visit to Dr. Mary Sue.
People seem very concerned about how Yasuke can romance certain other characters or how there's a non-binary interaction of some kind, and I would agree with people if any of that was ever forced on the player.
Heard enough.
It doesn't matter if it's force or not, it shouldn't be in the game in the first place. It's there for degenerates. I don't care if you get upset at me, but it's the truth. Nobody wants soy milk and be preach on video games, and a lot of people will agree with me because over here on console, we have a lot of beta games that not interesting at all, and most of them shouldn't not even exist.
Quite some time. For anyone who's not aware of this, I used to criticize games often for shoehorned diversity and political narratives like 7 or 8 years ago. And now watching this new age of anti-woke content creator basically parrot watered down or much less articulated talking points well and truly after the tide seems to have shifted feels kind of weird.
The fuck?
At the same time, that was 7 or 8 years ago, so maybe I just grew up.
That is the gayest thing I have ever heard.
You did not grow up, you just became a shill and act like you're superior than others. Now, when someone like me put you back down, remind you chilling for a game get you nowhere in gaming industry. But hey, keep playing your slop game while I go. Marvel Rivals, which actually earn my money, so good luck with your ugly characters, lol. And asked for your audience, if you watch the end of this video, please call out shill like this because you can tell they need some serious help and actually touch some serious grass. But I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye. Watch a little bit of the gameplay where you can leave.